shape as Magana puts his title on the line. He is 5'7". Manzano 5'5". He's just a little bit heavier at 121 1/4. He's 22, a year older, and he has a deficiency in the reach department. Manzano 70 inches, 267 for the champ. Terry Smith is the referee. You know, the last time I think we tried to find something to criticize Magana about it was that he ought to work with Jorge Paez on his backward flip. Remember, he wasn't doing that too well, Rich. Huh?
Well, he's done most of the other things well. I always like him before the fight, Tom. It looks to me like he fights the equivalent of about a round or two over in his corner before he ever comes out. But he's getting
that's
better.
An interesting point, because a lot of fighters just can't break a sweat. And a lot of them never really get into a fight until the fight is 2 or 3 rounds old. By that time, for many of them, it's too late to get involved.
Well, you remember when he fought Rudy Zavala here? I never saw a guy look more like a caged lion over there. I mean, he could hardly wait to get at him. He was warming up and jumping up and down and throwing punches, and he came out, and Zavala just never knew what hit him. He was just totally overwhelmed.
Overwhelmed. Absolutely. Magana is in the black trunks. He's the southpaw. Manzano is out of San Pedro. Must have a lot of local support, a lot of fans here tonight.
He's very broad-shouldered, Manzano.
He is really, isn't he?
He's got he looks like he should be perhaps up in a higher weight class. He could step up and stand this weight jump that he's taking, Tom, because he does have such broad shoulders. He's strictly a boxer, though, strictly a boxer. And right now, he's trying to look and see what Magana has out in front of him. He's just testing the waters right now, walking around the ring very slowly, circling around to his right. He does not have much punch. He has yet to score a knockout in his 14-fight career.
Landed a pretty good right hand right in the middle of the face of Magana, which did not seem to fluster Jesse too much. Manzano is the California state featherweight or junior featherweight champion, 122-pounder. But he is a boxer, as Rich said. He doesn't have a KO out of 11 victories. All have come via the decision rate.
Magana's been very busy. This is his 4th fight this year, Tom. His last bout was June the 12th when he decisioned Ricardo Medina here at the Forum. 2 other fights, a real good fight, April 10th. Remember that one with Max Gomez?
Yes.
That was a heck of a good
That gave
bout.
him the title. Max out of Denver is what a likable, lovable little guy. And a great little fighter. And you talk about guys that don't have a reverse gear. Max Gomez is one of them. And it was a great fight. And yet Magana won it, took the title in doing so.
And the one before that was his utter destruction of Zavala on January 9th.
And of course, Rudy Zavala for a long time was ranked among the very best in the division. So Jesse Magana appears to be a guy whose future is very much in front of him.
Manzano's done a nice job boxing here in this first round, Tom.
This is the 13th anniversary of boxing here at the Great Western Forum, and the beat continues. Several luminaries having been introduced to the crowd here. And then right across from us, there's the mongoose himself. Archie Moore, looking hale and fit, we trust and hope. Delightful old guy.
I tell you, I never get tired of putting on my fight film of Moore and Yvonne Durrell.
Oh, now you're talking.
Look at Archie.
Yvonne Durrell, the Canadian. Where'd they fight? They fought in the Maritime Provinces, didn't they? Way out east. I mean, Nova Scotia. Are you kidding me? And it was you hit me and knocked me down, because I'm going to knock you down the next time I hit you.
He had Archie Moore down 3 times in the first round, again in the 5th round.
Unbelievable fight.
There were 7, 8 knockdowns in that fight.
Unbelievable. The mongoose, Archie Moore. Well, it's great to see him. Carlos Palomino, of course, former world champion, now a member of the California. He's one of the commissioners of California boxing. Carlos is right across the ring from us here a few moments ago. I'm sure he's still very much in evidence here. We just haven't spotted him again.
Too tight, yes, too tight, too tight.
Thought for a moment Genaro Hernandez might be in town tonight. We'd like to talk to him with his upcoming bout against Oscar De La Hoya. Boy, what a blockbuster that shapes up. That'll be in Las Vegas, what, the 9th? Is that it, Rich?
Yeah, September 9th. I'm looking forward to that one, Tom. I think that should be a heck of a fight.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy, should it be a good fight.
2 really talented champions. You got Roosevelt High School against Garfield High School in Los Angeles. That's 2 rival schools here in the East Los Angeles area.
Manzano's in the white trunks. We're into round number 2 of this 12-round NABO junior featherweight title go. Jesse Magana in the black. He's the champion. They say he's out of Bakersfield, actually Hanford, California, but up in that central San Joaquin Valley area up there. Fresno, Hanford.
You saw Chico Castillo in our previous fight. Magana fought him early in his career. And since that fight, Tom, Magana has not lost a bout in his last 9 fights. And he felt that even though he lost that fight, that was the fight that turned it around for him, because he felt that he could go up against a good fighter and saw what he could do even when he wasn't in the best of shape. And that was something that, you know, early in his career, he wasn't too dedicated.
No. It was almost as though somebody'd pick up the phone and call, hey, you want to fight on Thursday? Sure. Not who, what, where, nothing else. Just sure, I'll be there. And of course, he was telling Fernando Paramo in our opening remarks that he wants to fight Marco Antonio Barrera. I don't know if he's ready for Barrera.
Well, I haven't felt so yet, Tom. Well, few guys are, to start with.
Manzano hit him with a right in the middle of his face. Manzano does not have a great knockout punch. So one assumes that Magana will be able to handle those outbursts from Manzano, but hey, anybody's got a chance. Give Manzano a boxer's chance then, you know.
He's a good boxer. He's a fine boxer. He's very poised in there. You know, he does some good technical moves in the ring, Tom. He has his hands up in a good defensive posture. He moves side to side. He circles, lateral movement. He fights very well.
This is round number 2 of the scheduled 12-rounder. Nice left hand. And those punches by Magana were pretty well caught and blocked on the arms and the gloves of Manzano. So round number 2 coming to a close. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Round number 3 scheduled for 12. Dr. Robert Carnes was up looking at Manzano between rounds, but I see no reason to visit the corner. Do you, Rich?
No.
Obvious reason.
Nothing that I can see. He hardly seems bothered by anything as he comes out for round 3.
Yeah. Well, of course, let's face it, a fight with the likes of Marco Antonio Barrera is a very nice payday. Very nice payday. Oh, left hand.
He's going to count that as a knockdown foul. A punch was landed and down to the knee.
A solid left hand thrown by Manzano. And Magana went down and bounced right back up, but he did go down.
And that's from a guy who has never scored a knockout in his professional career.
Amen. Would you believe that Manzano has never been down himself, Rich? That's how good a boxer this kid has been, at least coming into this title scrap tonight.
One of his losses was to Arthur Johnson very early in his career, Flash Johnson, and himself just lost a very close decision to Johnny Tappy in a fight that I felt that Johnson been a little busier, he would have won
I
the
think
fight.
if Johnson didn't win that title, it's his own fault. I don't care where they fought it. If they fought it in Tappy's garage, which very nearly they did. Johnson just didn't want the title enough to go take it. It was certainly there available for him. I was disappointed in Johnson's performance, but aside from that.
Yeah, Tappy was going through a lot of outside the ring stuff at that point, and I think you're right, Tom, that he was right to be taken that day. And Johnson didn't get the job done. And Tapia, to his credit at least, you know, even with all that stuff swirling around him outside the ring, still managed to do enough to win the fight.
Yeah, lots of domestic problems and almost bordering on the criminal activity department. He had a tough time. But he was fighting in Albuquerque, weren't they, Rich?
Yes.
And that's kind of a comforting thing for anybody fighting at home. Why? Well, that knockdown and a solid left it was thrown by Manzano has got
Manzano's got this round in the bank because of that knockdown, Tom. Now, personally, I gave Manzano each of the first 2 rounds beside that. So I've got him.
You've got him well in front. Well in front. I don't know if we're talking about 10-8 on your scorecard, but it is a knockdown to be sure. And unless he hits the deck himself, why, it would appear that he's going to go to the corner at least. Up by 3 points in your book. Magana goes back. Well, you're looking at Manzano.
Yeah, this is a very poised young man in that ring, Tom. He's very calm. I love his demeanor in there. He doesn't get flustered by anything.
No nonsense, really. He's very quiet. Oh, they just tipped over the whole water bucket. They just tipped over the water bucket over there.
Tom, I think we'll take a look at this knockdown now. It's a flash knockdown. It's a right hand low by Manzano. There's the left hand by Manzano, and down goes Magana. It was up on the side of the head. Flash knockdown, to say the least. There's a low blow by Manzano, then a left hook coming to the side of the head. But you see, there was a punch, and he did react by going down. It must be called a knockdown. However, it was such a flash knockdown, I still scored it only 10-9 for Manzano in that round, not a 10-8 round.
Yeah, they just kicked the bucket over there, and that's Jackie McCoy leaning in over there doing a lot of consulting and working with Manzano while they were talking to him. Somebody kicked the bucket over.
Couldn't you use a different phrase besides kicking the bucket?
What they did is what they did. They kicked the bucket. All right. And they better get that thing cleaned up. Just kidding.
I think we've got a surprise working here. And even if those first 2 rounds were split, or even if Magana had won the first 2 rounds, although I didn't give them to him on the cards of the judges, he's having a difficult time.
Well, after 3, the Murata scorecard shows a 3-point edge for Manzano. Gave him the first 3 rounds and made the knockdown round a 10-9. I gave the first round to the young man across the way. That would be Magana. And I have it 10-9. I didn't think it was a 10-8 round, so I've got him up by a point. He being Manzano.
I don't think we've seen the best that we're going to see yet. It's a little bit unusual. He's starting a little slower. We'll remind you, this is a 12-round fight, so there's a long way to go here.
This is the 3rd time that he's gone 12, or been in a 12-round fight and gone 12. Maybe we are a little overly critical of Magana not getting off quickly because we think back to the Rudy Zavala fight. I mean, he looked like a guy who just ran right out of the dressing room into the ring to jump on Zavala. Maybe we expect him to come out hellfire and brimstone and leather coming from everywhere with every appearance now.
See, there's a slight cut across the bridge of the nose of Magana.
Manzano is, I think you'll see as you watch him, a very accomplished boxer. He doesn't have a knockout in his professional career. Magana can knock you out, but he's going to have to find Johnson and find him repeatedly if he's going to do that. This could be a very interesting, almost classic boxer-puncher confrontation here tonight. Got a nice left hand by Manzano, Rich, when you give him an opening and he'll drop that left on you.
Well, I tell you, if he's going to be one kid that you say, if only he had a punch. If this kid could hit, man, the sky would be the limit.
Yeah, you could take him to the bank.
Because he has really got a nice style.
He really has. And maybe he hits better than we think, even though he doesn't have a knockout in his wins as a professional. Boy, I tell you, he modicum of effort. Classic pose, hands held high at the ready, broad-shouldered young guy. He's only 5'5". Magana is 5'7", and I don't know how much more weight he could put on. I would think no more than just up to the featherweight, 127, 28, 26. I don't think you'd want to get him any heavier than that, because you'd run into a lot of taller fighters. Although Gabe Ruelas, what's he, Rich, about 5'7", 5'8"?
Yeah, he might even be a little taller than that. Magana pressing the action here. I don't think Manzano's being as busy as he should be in this round. And Magana, I think, has had some nice success to the body in this round, and appears to me to be warming to the task a little bit now.
Coming down to the close of round number 4. It's scheduled for 12. We'll be back.
Let's put an S on the end of Robin. Austin Robbins, defensive lineman.
You think the Raiders have a pretty good club, Rich?
Yeah, pretty good, Tom. I think they have a good chance to win their division.
You haven't seen Denver. I think Denver's big time improved.
Do you?
Oh, I really do. Yeah, watching him against the 49ers, who seemed kind of lackluster in 2 performances. Denver looked really nice, good-looking young ball players, and I think Elway and the new system is going to be taken care of and really have a good.
The defense was very weak last year. I'll have to say
very
that.
big this time.
Left hand overhand. Uppercut overhand.
Round number 5 scheduled for 12. Jesse Magana, he's in the black. He's the NABO junior featherweight champion at 122 pounds. Terry Smith is the 3rd man in the ring, and Joe Manzano, boxer extraordinaire out of San Pedro, the California State 122-pound champion.
Tom, I really like the way that Magana closed that final minute of that round. He landed excellent body shots. He was devoting most of his attention to the body, and he was finding that he could hit Manzano there. He's had trouble hitting him in the head. Manzano, as you mentioned, an accomplished boxer, but Magana had better success to that body, and he may be well served here to concentrate his attack in that area for a couple of rounds at least.
In case you've just joined us, why he went down, that is Magana, the champion, from a sharp left hand high on the face and toward the temple area, high on the right side of the face. Back in round number 3, bounced right back up. It was now you're down, now you're back up again. But scored as a knockdown nonetheless. After a so-so beginning, Magana's come on with a career that is really flourishing now.
I think Magana must flurry, Tom, when he gets close to Manzano. Like right in here, he needs to flurry, not just throw one punch as he did there and back out.
Manzano thought that he'd gotten hit low and looked at referee Terry Smith for a consolation nod or something, but didn't get much in that regard. I agree with you, Rich. When he gets Manzano up against the ropes or closes with him, he ought to be throwing 3, 4, 5, or 6 punches.
Sure, and go body and head.
That's right.
You know, there's a lot on the line here for Magana. He should be fighting a little bit more aggressively, I think, Tom. Magana just got hit a low shot. You know, he's the WBO's #1 contender. Now, Marco Antonio Barrero would be in a position of having to give Magana a title shot by next March as a mandatory challenger. And so far, to me, he hasn't looked like he's treated it in that fashion yet.
No.
It's not to say he won't, because I see a little bit more aggression out of him each round, it seems, succeeding.
Manzano is in the white trunks.
By the same token, I don't think Manzano's doing enough now in the last couple of rounds to win any of these rounds.
No.
I thought he lost the last round, and he hasn't hardly landed in a punch of any consequence at all in this round.
Well, just about 10 seconds left in round number 5. They flurry a bit as we come to the end of the 5th. We'll be back after this. I don't know. We've got pretty ladies out here. We're laughing and giggling and having. What, things a little slow in the truck for you, are they? It seems that somebody's work is never done, but Terry Smith, the official, is over cleaning up the corner where Magana spent the last minute between rounds. They have tape over there. He's throwing that out of the way. Had the water bucket kicked over in Manzano's corner.
Janitorial services provided by Terry Smith tonight.
We've got our 13th anniversary of boxing here at the Great Western Forum, and they're trying to make the ring messy.
Well, have a little respect, won't you guys?
Exactly.
Tom, the crowd is not in love with the style of Joe Manzano at this point. Joe's just not doing enough here. He fought very well, I thought, the first couple, 3 rounds, but he needs as well to throw punches. He can't just bob and weave and move around the ring. Magana, in my opinion, is trying to make a fight of it here. But Manzano is respectful of what Magana brings to the table and is very cautious, but I think